Good day, everyone. It's great to be back again. I'm Dinesh Ripale, and we'll be updating you with the latest news and highlights of SAICA.
Hi, I'm Shadi Jauke. I look forward to hosting today's show. Dineshri, speaking of highlights, isn't it exciting to think that tomorrow evening the 2020 Top 35 winner will be announced? I can't wait to hear who it is. And it always turns out to be an exciting surprise. This is your 7th year of being a judge of this prestigious competition. Share with us some of your experiences as a Top 35 judge.
Thank you for asking, Shadi. Firstly, 7 years. I have no idea where 7 years have gone through. And in that time, what I am most excited about being part of the SAICA 35 Under 35 as a judge is, number one, the diversity of talent that I see coming through as nominees of this competition. It just shows me how diverse the Chartered Accounting designation can be if you put your mind to it. Number two is the evolutionary nature of this competition. The standard of this competition just excels and it grows every single year. And it's also evolutionary in terms of the trends that's happening out in the market and in the economy. So whatever those trends are, we see, and I see, people coming through with different types of businesses and business ideas that they are playing a role in society, which is so inspiring. And number three, as judges, we are equally inspired by what you, as a nominee, is able to achieve in spite of the economic situation. So yes, it's a huge privilege and an honor to be part of the SAICA 35 Under 35 competition as a judge. All the best to those individuals who have participated in this year's competition. In spite of lockdown and all the challenges, you still put through your nomination to be part of this event.
Thanks, Dineshri. This is an exciting event, so I'm looking forward to it, and it just shows that we are not boring as CAs. And now, before we launch into the announcements, let's first hear from SAICA CEO Freeman Nomvalo.
Good day. My name is Freeman Nomvalo, the Chief Executive Officer of the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. Given the recent negative publicity SAICA and the accountancy profession received, we sent an email to members on November 4th detailing the process we follow in responding to negative media reports. We urge members to read this email titled SAICA's Response to Negative Media Reports. Members should also note that this will be published in the December-January issue of the Accountants SA magazine. Members are reminded that SAICA does a quarterly update on disciplinary hearing outcomes, which is published on the SAICA governance website. This site also contains valuable information regarding SAICA bylaws, constitution, as well as timeline of responses to negative media reports, amongst others. Please visit the saicagovernance.co.za. On Friday, 20 November, President Cyril Ramaphosa officially announced Ms. Tsakane Maluleke as the first female Auditor General of South Africa. We are delighted that the chairperson of the SAICA board and a fellow CASA has been recognized for her excellent leadership skills, dedication, and her track record. We wish Ms. Maluleke many years of success. We as the profession are confident in her abilities and her integrity. You will have seen that Mr. Kimi Magwetu sadly passed away on 11 November from lung cancer. His term as Auditor General of South Africa would have ended at the end of November. His was a loud voice for things that mattered for the people of South Africa, especially those who live on the margins. SAICA and its employees committed to keeping his family, friends, and those who worked with him closely in our hearts, our thoughts, and prayers. Having known him since our student days in the early 1980s, I was asked to do a tribute at one of his memorial services. This message will be published in the December-January issue of Accountants SA magazine. May his soul rest in peace.
The term SDG has been in the news recently. It stands for Sustainable Development Goals, 17 in total, that the United Nations member states have adopted in 2015 to end poverty and protect the planet by 2030. Sustainability is something that we all need to contribute towards. which is why SAICA has partnered with Sustainable SA, where we'll be working in collaboration with strategic partners and experts to provide monthly guidance on each of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Recognizing that action is only achieved when results are informed, measured, and rewarded. Sustainable SA will be providing 4 things. Number 1, regular updates on South Africa's status on achieving each SDG. Number 2, education highlighting key actions that you can take. Number 3, relevant tips and tools that you can use for reporting. And number 4, awards for outstanding contributions made by both companies and individuals towards achieving the SDGs.
A task force established by the trustees of the IFRS Foundation informally engaged with a cross-section of stakeholders involved in sustainability reporting, including the investor and preparer communities, central banks, regulators, public policy makers, auditing firms, and other service providers. Through this informal engagement, it became clear that sustainability reporting is continuing to increase in importance for those stakeholders. Notwithstanding differences in scope and motivation, all stakeholders share a common message. There is an urgent need to improve the consistency and comparability in sustainability reporting. This task force has prepared a consultation paper to identify the demand for global sustainability reporting standards and understand the role of the IFRS Foundation in developing these standards.
This year, the annual Spring Conference was held virtually in November, which included technical updates from SAICA'S standards team. Keynote speakers also contributed to the event with thought-provoking topics that focused on the new normal. If you would like to access some of these sessions, visit the links below.
The Q3 disciplinary report is published on the governance website, and if you'd like to view it, follow the link below.
Under the new constitution, the SAICA National Council, or the Council, was established. The Council is constituted of individuals elected by regional and other constituent bodies to represent the full spectrum of SAICA members that include regions, practice groups, members in business, associates, and other interest groups. We are excited to introduce to you the 3 newly appointed international sub-region member representatives, Mark Chasey, Natasha Holbeck, and Gary Sherwood. You can also read more about them in the December 2020 edition of the Accounting Essay magazine.
Hi everyone, my name is Natasha Holbeck. I am a CPA, CA here living and working in New York, USA. I am so honored to be the new regional representative for the North America region, which includes the USA, Canada, Cayman, and Bermuda. I'm very excited that we have created a forum for us to become more actively engaged, and I'm really looking forward to bring the interests of our international members more closely aligned to what is going on in South Africa. Thank you.
Mark Chasey, I'm the EMEA representative for the Institute of SA Chartered Accountants. I live in Guernsey in the Channel Islands. I've been living in the Channel Islands since September 1997, firstly with Ernst & Young, and then I started a small operation called Oak Trust Guernsey Limited in February 1999, which is now in 6 different jurisdictions. I'm looking forward to expanding SAICA'S reach into different jurisdictions, into the countries that fall part of my sub-region by setting up small committees and encouraging the local members to join, and realizing that we're only going to get out of SAICA what we put back into it. So I'd like to encourage all members that haven't been contacted to get in touch with Bruce Freer in London, and you can get his details from the Institute, and I'm going to get the Institute to put his details onto the SAICA magazine. And because of the restrictions on us being able to send emails out to everybody with GDPR, etc., I'd encourage everybody to join the Facebook groups and our LinkedIn groups so that we have contacts with everybody in the different jurisdictions so we can expand this this organisation and be proud of it.
Hey everybody, I'm Gary Sherwood. I qualified in 1997, based in Sydney and representative on the council of the ASPAC region, which is Australia, New Zealand and Asia. I'm very excited and very enthusiastic about being involved in the council and representing my region. And the focus is going to be for me around giving the members the feeling that they get value for their SAICA membership and being proud to be South African Chartered Accountants, SAICA members. So yeah, thanks for electing me and thanks for being able to be part of the council.
SAICA and SAICA Enterprise Development are playing an active role in supporting SMMEs. Jamil Khan, Project Director at the Hope Factory, will now speak more about a Soweto pizzeria that is part of the SAICA Enterprise Development Program, who managed to grow their business in the midst of the pandemic.
At SAICA Enterprise Development, we are committed to creating financial excellence for small businesses and creating financially savvy entrepreneurs. How do we do this? We do this by partnering with our 8,000 small and medium practitioners and members in practice who deliver interventions such as finance coaching, finance workshops, and providing holistic back office accounting support to our small businesses. In our two recent graduations, the first graduation was of our flagship program where 15 entrepreneurs graduated and managed to create 22 jobs in total, considering the current COVID economic climate. In our JP Morgan graduation, we have 141 township SMMEs graduating of the program. We recently featured one of those entrepreneurs in Impact SA, Cornered Ladla Pizzeria, who managed to increase his revenue by 543%. So partner with us to help us make an impact in the small business space and customize a program using your enterprise and supply development spend.
In late 2019, SAICA signed a Pathways to Membership with the regulators in the United States, which delighted SAICA members based in the US. On the 19th of November 2020, the Chartered Accountants Worldwide Network, USA, was launched. This network unites multiple chartered accounting institutes to jointly deliver more value to members and to promote the Chartered Accountant designation to members residing in the US. Here to provide more insight into the Chartered Accountants Network USA is Ajar Panchbai, Senior Executive for Engagement at SAICA.
On the 19th of November, we launched Chartered Accountants Network USA. CAW Network USA comprises of 18 chapters in the US representing 14 different chartered accountancy institutes worldwide. The primary purpose of CAW Network is to create awareness and understanding of the CA designation amongst the business community in the US. We aim to create value for members and institutes in the US through economies of scale. And we encourage our members to align with one of the 18 local chapters in the US of CAW Network USA to actively participate in the events of their local chapters and to get involved in CAW Network USA activities. We believe that this has tremendous benefit for our members in their business lives as well as from a networking perspective, and we look forward to fully supporting CAW Network USA as SAICA.
What is integrated thinking? This term is now more commonly used in various circumstances and not just in the context of integrated reports. Some organizations say that this is how they run their business, so it isn't anything new. For others, it appears to be a philosophical conversation rather than a practical way to do business. Loshni Naidu will be introducing SAICA's Integrated Thinking Project, which seeks to understand this concept by building on existing knowledge and identifying new ways of thinking to enhance current management practices.
There are 4 streams to this project. The first is aimed at attaining an understanding of the practical application of the concept. So how do companies currently interpret integrated thinking and apply this concept in their operating context? To achieve this, we have started interviewing companies who are sharing their views either as a podcast or in the form of an article. Both interviews, one from Jonathan Hurwitz from Telljoy and the other from Chris McMaster from Rabi Property Group, are available on our website and more are planned in the pipeline. We are also engaging with professional accountancy organizations in other jurisdictions to replicate this data gathering exercise. The second stream is from a theoretical perspective. So what is the academic research saying about integrated thinking? The intent behind this work is to share with the business community potential innovative ideas to support their existing application of integrated thinking. The secondary objective of these two streams is data gathering. The data collected and analyzed will inform the conference that is being planned for next year. The conference will be themes-based and solutions-driven. The themes identified during analysis will be posed as questions, and at the conference, multi-stakeholder dialogues will be encouraged to create real-world solutions that address these challenges. The final stream is very much a work in progress. We are exploring the idea of an integrated thinking index. SAICA is considering partnering with the idea owners to create an index which will rank companies according to how they applied integrated thinking within their business. COVID-19 has reminded us how connected a business is with society and the natural environment. To remain viable now and in the future, a business has to operate in an integrated manner. With this project, we endeavor to improve the understanding of integrated thinking and hopefully identify tools to assist you in applying this concept. If you would like to contribute by sharing your company perspective on integrated thinking, please contact me using loshni@saica.co.za. Thank you.
In light of the recent corporate and alleged audit failures, and following the announcement by the Minister of Finance, Tito Mboweni, of the intention of National Treasury to appoint an independent panel of experts to review practices in the auditing profession, SAICA has embarked on a strategic audit reform project. This is an important strategic project that aligns with the strategic pillar of relevance and reputation. Thandakush Lemioli, Project Director for Audit and Assurance at SAICA, will now shed more light on the progress of this project.
So in the past month and a half, SAICA has engaged with numerous stakeholders on the topic of audit reform. This has included individual and roundtable discussions with various stakeholders, including auditing firms, regulators, business groups such as Business Unity and Business Leadership South Africa. Some of the key themes that have emerged from these discussions include the need not just to focus on the auditing profession, but to look at the wider corporate reporting ecosystem. Another theme which has come through quite strongly includes looking at the governance practices within auditing firms, as well as frequent touch points with members of the profession, reminding them of their primary reason for existence, which is the protection of public interest. So we are also aware of the important work that has been done by other stakeholders on the topic of audit reform, particularly the South African Auditing Profession Trust Initiative, also known as SAPTI. In this regard, we've had collaboration between our CEO and the members of SAPTI on the way going forward to ensure more collaboration. Another key theme that has emerged from the consultations to date is that of the audit expectation gap, including the role of the auditor in the detection of fraud. So in this regard, the IAASB, which is the standard setting board, has issued a discussion paper looking into the role of the auditor on fraud and going concern. SAICA has formed a task group to look into this discussion paper and also to ensure that we provide a comment letter that will give the views of our members. Thank you.
SAICA has a broad membership base, with members taking up key roles in different industries and at different levels of seniority. In order to ensure that we cater for our members' needs, we run interest groups for our members. These interest groups, or project groups, take the form of a committee with a chairman, its deputy, and terms of reference that outline how they function. These are discussion and collaboration forums where SAICA and its members from various organizations, large and small, meet together with regulators, auditors, and other relevant stakeholders to discuss issues and developments in their respective industries. We now cross over to Gidiboni Pilusa, who will share more about this.
Within the space, I overlook the following project group to assist us with rendering services for our members: banking project group, insurance, investment management, medical schemes, as well as the retirement. So within this group, we have preparers who sit into the group, auditors, regulators, as well as member bodies. We also, through the groups, we are able to tackle financial, regulatory concerns and also audit concerns. The group assists us in making submissions to regulators. This is either on new legislation or also just publishing any guides and that are made available to our members. We also promote advocacy through these groups. Some of the recent work that we've done is hosting some of the seminars, as well as a commentary on the coffee bill and some of the temporary measures that were put in place within the project groups. We've made submission to the Prudential Authority. You can have a look at most of this work that is on the members in business side on our SAICA website. Thank you.
The SAICA National Tax Committee's primary role is to coordinate and enhance the national and international interests of SAICA's members and the profession in the field of taxation. The NTC worked closely with 8 technical and 4 regional subcommittees and also with the SAICA Tax Division in fulfilling its mandate. The chair of NTC, Professor David Warneke, who is the tax partner at BDO, shares some of the highlights of the 2020 year to date for the NTC and its plans for 2021.
2020 has been an extremely busy year for the National Tax Committee. The COVID-19 pandemic has led to a plethora of additional legislation and an additional supplementary budget on which commentary and recommendations had to be provided. Together with the Tax Division, a total of 54 submissions have been made for the year to date. This compares with a total of 32 made during the whole of 2019. There also have been numerous interactions with SARS and other stakeholders in the tax field throughout the year. Particular highlights of the 2020 year have been the commentary and recommendations we provided on the national budget, COVID bills, and annual tax amendment bills. We also provided detailed submissions on our proposal that legal professional privilege be extended to accountants in relation to tax disputes. We hope that this will level the playing field to provide a better quality of service to clients involved in such disputes. In 2021, we hope to achieve a closer working relationship with SARS. I would like to thank the other members of the National Tax Committee, the tax subcommittees, as well as SAICA's Tax Division for the sterling work they have put in during this most difficult year. For the members of the National Tax Committee, it is a privilege to be able to serve the interests of SAICA's members, as well as the broader community of South Africa.
SAICA lobbies and comments on legislation on behalf of its members. The recently released Auditing Profession Amendment Bill affects the members in the auditing space. Unita Steenekamp, Project Director of Governance, will now provide an update of this progress.
SAICA submitted comments on the Auditing Professions Amendment Bill, Bill 2 of 2020, that was recently released and discussed in Parliament. Some of our comments specifically focused on the search and seizure requirements that was introduced in the bill, and we believe that the bill should also allow for constitutional protection to the auditor and not just the balance of the power through the URBA. So that's one of the comments that we had. We also requested that the URBA consider having ex-registered auditors on the board. That was one of the things that currently the board has got no ex-registered auditors, and we believe that these people would also bring the information and the knowledge of what is actually happening in the profession. We also commented on the referral of non-audit matters to SAICA as the accredited professional body. We believe that we wanted more clarity on what is a non-audit matter, how would the URBA then deal with SAICA's disciplinary process and the feedback back to the URBA. The bill is currently being amended by National Treasury, and we're hoping to see a final bill that will then go through the process of being gazetted.
We now hear from Mandy Wenzel, Project Manager, Practice and Ethics. She will give an update on the Integrated Ethics Plan.
In the previous SAICA News edition during October, Jeanne shared with you the details of a series of ethics webinar events during October. The October event was the start of a critical conversation on the importance of ethics in our profession. This conversation is a strategic milestone in our journey towards restoring the professional reputation and trust which society has in this profession. The public's trust is essential for market stability and therefore a key priority for this profession. We are proud to say that a total of 7,062 attendees embarked with SAICA on this journey. The recordings of these ethics series events in October is available on our SAICA Ethics website, www.saicaethics.co.za. Together with the October series, SAICA launched the new ethics website with a fresh logo design titled Living Our Values. The design portrays ethics as a tree. The trunk of the tree consists of different people, just as our profession consists of various people. The leaves of the tree are colorful and represents the diversity in our profession. The significance of this is that a tree grows over time, and a tree requires specific elements in order to thrive, such as fertilizer and water. The same with ethics competence of our members in the accounting profession. Ethics competence is a complex concept consisting of several elements, and SAICA has structured its new integrated ethics plan to reflect the complex nature of ethics in the profession. Ethics competence entails knowledge, skills, and behavioral attributes, and as our competency framework shows, it includes not only professional ethics, but also personal and business ethics. In July, SAICA formed the Integrated Ethics Plan Working Group. The working group consists of representatives from each division within SAICA, namely nation building, members of and global alliance, risk and compliance, national projects, professional development, marketing and communication, as well as tax. This working group enables SAICA to collate all efforts from various constituencies and ensure maximum impact of SAICA's interventions. The Integrated Ethics Plan spans across the whole development continuum of a professional accountant. It starts from pre-qualification phase, where our professional development team partners with academic institutions to ensure that ethics and professional values are addressed during the academic program at the appropriate level. It then flows into the training office space, where SAICA supports the training officers in their responsibility to equip their trainees with ethics competence during the training program. Finally, it culminates in the CPD phase, where our qualified members are supported and equipped with ethics competence. In the next edition of SAICA News, we will share more insights on the various elements covered by the Integrated Ethics Plan.
Next up, we have Jeanne VILJOEN, Project Director for Practices and Ethics. She will provide us with an update on the small and medium practice strategy that was recently approved by the National Small and Medium Practice Interest Group.
Thank you and good day. During the November National Small and Medium Practice Interest Group, the new SAICA practice strategy was approved. The strategy focuses on the needs, challenges, opportunities, and interests of small and medium practices by contributing through SAICA structures to both technical and non-technical elements to operate a practice. The strategy is executed through the National Small and Medium Practice Interest Group, a forum established to focus on the small and medium practice constituency of SAICA's membership in the context of issues that concern members within small and medium practices at various levels. These include, for example, technical competence, practice management, training office administration, continued professional development, the business and social environment in which SMPs and their clients operate, the maintenance and development of the accounting profession. The National Small and Medium Practice Interest Group are represented by regional Small and Medium Practice Interest Group representatives, representatives from the SAICA advisory committees, and members in specialist areas, for example, BBE and training officers. 8 task groups will be created over the next few months, so members in practice are encouraged to participate. The chairs of these task groups will report to the National Small and Medium Practice on matters such as audit and assurance, ethics, tax, corporate reporting, training officers, governance and legislation, public sector, and practice of the future, which includes practice management. If you are currently in practice and want to be involved in any of these task groups, you're welcome to contact me at jeanne@saica.co.za.
SAICA has updated the terms of reference for the Assurance Leaders Forum and established the short, medium, and long-term strategy for this forum. Haley Barker-Hoogwerf, Project Director for Audit and Assurance at SAICA, provides an insight into the outcomes of this.
The bar for managing quality at audit firms has been set after a long and extensive process dating back to as far as 2013. The IAASB, being the international standard setting body, approved the new suite of quality management standards at their September 2020 board meeting. These standards address the management of quality by firms, as well as the management of quality in performing engagements, and are applicable to all firms performing audits, reviews, and other assurance and related services engagements. This is a significant development in standard setting because this represents a shift from a passive approach to quality control to a proactive management of quality that is embedded in the daily operations of the firm. The IAASB indicated that they believe that these standards will drive greater confidence and trust in the economy and functioning of the market. The local process of adopting and prescribing the quality management standards for use in South Africa has also already started. The IRBA's Committee for Auditing Standards agreed on recommending these standards to the IRBA board for approval at the November 2020 committee meeting. These standards effectively come into operation in 2023, but early adoption is being encouraged.
The post-qualification framework for chartered accountants is the Pathways to Relevance. SAICA has commenced its implementation of this program for members. As part of this project, the SAICA Mentorship Program assists members in their career, leadership, and personal development. Natasha Supel, who is a senior executive responsible for public sector and enabling competencies, will provide more details.
The Pathway to Relevance is a future-focused framework that identifies and describes the professional competence that a CA should demonstrate for different roles over the life cycle of their career, being an integration between professional values and attitudes, enabling competencies, and technical competencies in the value creation process. One of the objectives of the revised CPD policy is to maintain and develop a professional competence relevant to a CA's current and future role. This is aligned with the Pathway to Relevance, which members need to reflect on when preparing their reflective plan. SAICA has started rolling out resources on enabling competencies, which started with a series of webcasts in September named Translating Excellence into Impact, which included various topics from self-management to global and emerging competencies. Also, in the first quarter of 2021, SAICA will be releasing tools to assist members in the preparation of the reflective plans for 2021. A key initiative that currently falls under the enabling competencies is the SAICA Mentorship Program. The SAICA Mentorship Program was launched approximately 3 years ago and will continue in 2021. The SAICA Mentorship Program has benefits for both mentors and mentees by positively impacting, amongst others, personal development, career development, leadership development, and mental health. Applications to be a mentor or mentee opens in January and will be communicated through email and social media.
And lastly, here are some more developments that you should know about.
It is that time of the year where each SAICA member needs to declare their compliance status. According to the new CPD policy, all members and associates are required to submit an annual declaration reporting on compliance to the CPD policy. Members who are required to fulfill certain additional requirements set out by an external regulator must take responsibility for satisfying the obligations for continued registration with the regulator body, namely tax practitioners, business rescue practitioners, and registered auditors. It is the members' responsibility to meet both SAICA and the other regulatory bodies' requirements. During 2021, the SAICA Compliance Unit will then select a random sample of members for audit. Members who are chosen for audit will be notified via email. Kindly note that non-submission of the annual CPD declaration or audit evidence results in non-compliance.
And that's a wrap of this month's SAICA News. We hope that you found it insightful.
Remember, if you want to be featured, send an email to journal@saica.co.za. It has been a pleasure sharing the SAICA News with you this month. See you again next month.